We're with Ben Dalpy, who's doing an internet show for Clarkson on YouTube called In the Blank.
In the stands or in Ireland, sometimes we switch it up.
This week's In the Lounge because we're in the Players Lounge. But Scassy, how did that show kind of come about? How did you get the job, basically?
Gary Michael, our media guy, confronted me and asked me about it. I did a show in the summer back home on Rogers TV on minor hockey developments and stuff, and I think he knew that I had some experience, and he asked me if I want to do it, and obviously I'm going to say yes to something like that. And it's been fun so far.
One thing I was going to put you on the spot a little bit here with your teammates. Is there anybody that's been bugging you to be on the show more than other people have? Like, you have anybody that's really desperate to get on it? Or
Well, I guess I kind of dropped subtle hints a little bit. Some guys are like, when am I going to be on the show? Even our trainer, Tad Johnson, asked me in Ireland when he's going to be on the show. But, I kind of just pick them randomly. And.
Is there anybody that you think might secretly be hoping you never pick them to be on this?
I don't know. If there is. If I find out, I'm definitely going to ask that guy because I think he'll make for some good TV.
Yeah, one thing I was curious about to ask him about your background. Obviously, I know your older brother was recruited by Casey. Did you get to meet Casey when you were a little kid during that process?
I did, yeah. I met him right away when he was recruiting Zach. I think Zach was playing a junior B game in Cambridge, Ontario, and I met Casey, and obviously a very respectable guy, and yeah.
What was kind of your early impressions of him? Like, did you have an idea at the time that you'd be in that position yourself, or he'd be recruiting you for this place? Or,
No, I obviously didn't think that was going to happen, but obviously very impressed right away. I remember we also came down to Ohio State, and I remember he was talking French on the phone, and then switching to English, and we were obviously very impressed by the man he is, obviously, and that was obviously left an impression on me.
One thing I was going to ask you a couple things too. I had a trivia question for you because you have trivia questions, but there's no bad thing if you miss it. Obviously, the ECAC has 12 teams. Do you know which of the 12 was the newest member of the league?
Oh, that's got to be it. That's a really tough one. I'm going to go with Quinnipiac.
Okay, the second part of this is, do you know who they replaced?
Vermont.
Yeah, you won. You got it right.
Both. I got both right?
Yeah, better answer than the Sun.
I'll take it, yeah.
I was going to ask you too a little bit. Being a 4-year guy, you obviously know these guys pretty well, so I was going to ask you just to give some maybe kind of teammate award, so to speak. I was wondering, who's the most organized guy on your team?
Well, I definitely have to go with Nick Pirog. I live with him. He's a very organized guy with his academics and everything in life, eats well and everything. So either him or Brett Gervais as well. I live with him and keeps the room pretty tidy. So those two guys.
And I was wondering, this won't be a negative category, but who's like the most laid back, or like who's not going to get fazed by things the most? Would you say in this team? Anybody that just can handle anything and doesn't really stress him out or get?
I would go with probably Kelly Summers. He's a pretty laid back guy, and he can you throw a big challenge at him, he doesn't get too worried about it. He kind of just relaxes, and you see it on the ice the way he plays. He's a very relaxed guy, and that's the way he is off the ice too.
Yeah, another one I was curious about was because you just came back from a long trip. Who impresses you with their ability to kind of fall asleep no matter where they are in any kind of uncomfortable position, or is there anybody on the team that's really good at?
I would go right again with Kelly Summers. That guy can sleep anywhere. Sometimes you're walking down the aisle of the bus and he's in the most awkward position, just sleeping away. He's a very good sleeper, that's for sure.
And the last teammate thing I was curious to get your opinion on was if one of these guys ever became like a Division I college coach, who would you think would be the most likely one to do that?
Well, that's actually a really good question. I'd have to go right back. I know I'm just saying classmates, but I'd probably go with Nick Pirog on that. He's, like I said, very organized guy and very disciplined and knows his X's and O's very well. So I'll go with Nick Pirog.
And lastly, I was just going to say a little bit about this tournament last weekend in Ireland. Not hockey-wise, but just other stuff. What was the most impressive stuff to you about being over there? Like, what did you kind of remember the most or like the best?
Yeah, obviously with the travel, it was an overnight flight, so we were pretty tired when we got there. But we got on the bus and headed to a castle, an old abandoned castle, which was very cool. And I think the best part of the trip, scenery-wise, was obviously the Giants Causeway. If you ever have a chance to Google that, it was very breathtaking scene. We kind of hiked up in and down through the rocks and on the side of the ocean. So I'll go with the Giants Causeway for sure.
And I asked Terrence too. Is there any place you've ever been to in North America that compares at all to the scenery you see there? Is it totally different stuff than what you'd see?
I've been in Nova Scotia for a tournament. It's similar, but you can't really compare it. Northern Ireland's a very special place, and I definitely want to go back there sometime.
And what was the atmosphere like? Just in the building during the games, it looked like from Twitter at least you guys were a very popular team over there. Did you sense that too?
Yeah, there's a bunch of school kids. We did some school visits, and I think we gained some fans from those visits because you could hear the kids screaming pretty loud on the bench, and it was very exciting. Obviously, our pep band came, and I think the rest of the crowd really rallied behind our pep band and got on board with our team, and obviously it paid off with a big win.
I think I was wondering how you got involved with the in the show. I just call it in the since you don't have a final word until you pick a place. But how did you kind of get to be part of that?
Well, actually, me and Ben are in the same social media class. So before you want to start the show, we're kind of doing a couple of projects with video editing, just taking video, uploading it to the computer, and kind of like cutting some of the clip out. So with that going on after that project, he kind of had the idea to start the show, and then he just wanted me to kind of be like the guy who was behind the camera.
Yeah, so it says producer at the end. Is that actually a real job you're doing, or does he just give you a title so you'll feel good?
I think it's I'd rather producer as a title than camera guy. I just kind of sound more important, I guess. Yeah.
Does this mean you will never get to be on as a guest, or or could you still be on as a guest at some point?
Yeah. I think one day he already told me that he wants me on as a guest, so I'm just waiting for the call.
I was also going to ask you about last weekend, non-hockey wise. What were some of the highlights of it for you? Like, what did you enjoy the most about being over there?
I mean, it was a great experience. I mean, being in a country that's overseas, the different culture, different lifestyle. It was an experience that I don't think any of us will ever forget.
Like the scenery you saw there, was any place you've been to in the United States or Canada that's similar, or is it totally different than anything you've seen before?
No, it's totally different. Yeah. I think everybody should experience Europe at some point in their lives. Like it's nothing like anywhere I've been in North America.
I was curious. I saw some photos like the castles you guys went to and stuff. What were those like? Seeing those old things from I don't even know how old they are, but
it was really cool to see something that old, to see all the history and to see that it's run down. It just goes to show how long it's been there for, how much it's been through. So it's pretty cool to get a taste of history like that.
And the city too. I was just wondering what's it like to kind of wander through a city that's that old too. Is that kind of different than when you're in older cities in North America, when you're seeing a place like Belfast?
Yeah, it's definitely different to get around a city like that. It's not nearly the same as what we have here in Potsdam or in the States. Okay. And just the people, I guess. The people are really friendly, really open. Like they're always willing to help you out.
It's the last thing I was going to ask you about was just what kind of impact do you think you guys had on those people over there? It seemed like looking at Twitter, there were a lot of people that were rooting for Clarkson, partly because of the band, but do you feel like you guys made a kind of a good influence over there? Maybe some people have become fans overseas of you guys from
I think we made a pretty good, strong impression on them. Maybe it was because of the visit we did to one of the elementary schools early on. Could be that because of the first game, we heard a lot of little kids screaming our names at the start of the game. So it might have been that. Obviously, like you said, our pep band. A lot of people like that. I saw on Twitter, everybody was always talking about the pep band, how they made the trip down. So it was nice to see their support.
Thanks.